All right. Hey, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. Today, listen, we've done it. We are at the final episode of Chernobyl. It is around 10 a.m., and I am about to subject myself to this emotional trauma. So glad you're here. But this is the fifth and final episode. Looking forward to wrapping up this story and then even doing some more deep diving into the fact versus fiction side of Chernobyl. But I guess without any further ado, start the movie already. I really have no idea what all I'm in for in this episode. Is this all Pripyat? Maybe before the explosion? Oh yeah, it's probably going to cut to like what it is modern day, or at least within the modern day within the series. Oh, that's our fireman. Jeez, come on, Chernobyl. Why you gotta do that to us? Oh, wow. That was the plant manager. $12 before.
Yes, I think promotion's very likely. Who knows, maybe Moscow. Naturally, they'll put me in charge once it's gone, and then I'll need someone to take my old job. I could pitch Sitnikov.
I would like to be considered.
We'll keep that in mind.
Awkward.
As we can't lower power any further, not for another 10 hours. It's the end of the month. All the productivity quotas pushing down from above. Not that we'll ever know who.
It is always this domino effect, not one source that generally causes an issue. Each part not realizing how it's affecting the other.
Running half power, we're not going to have stability issues.
No, I should
I'm
think...
not asking you.
We'll maintain at 1600. I'll go home, get some sleep, come back tonight. I'll personally supervise the test, and it will be completed.
Well, I'm not waiting around. Call me when it's done.
You're not going to like the next phone call you get. So they were trying to bring the power levels down so they could safely conduct this test because they knew that when they hit the emergency stop, that it was going to create a surge of power. Oh gosh, that's so gross. Picturing himself in that office. Man. But they couldn't bring down the power levels to where they really needed to be to conduct the test properly because others were saying that they needed to keep pushing the plant. There is a saying of live and learn, but then there are also places in which you'd like to learn and live. Things like this should be a cautionary tale to help us not repeat these mistakes or one similar to them.
We have you to thank for that, and we intend to.
Hero of the Soviet Union.
Our highest honor. They haven't even given it to me.
Promotion to director of the Kurchatov Institute. I'm humbled.
I don't think there's anything humble about you, Vil.
Ill-gotten gain, bitter to the soul.
It's been months. No changes even discussed.
First, once it's over, we will have our villains, we will have our hero, we will have our truth. After that, we can deal with our reactors.
I wonder if he's been planning all along to release the real truth and he's just trying to play it up, or if it's just continuing to eat at him, that he can't deny it anymore and that he needs to do the right thing no matter the cost. Oh, wow. Showing his hair falling out. It's so ominous. But is he just single? No children or grandchildren? Haven't noticed any pictures in his apartment or anything either.
Did you take a train?
Yes, I took a train. Now let's talk about Vienna.
I wonder if she's been affected at all.
Chokov is saying they're going to fix the reactors after the trial.
Do you believe him? Acknowledging the problem means admitting that they lied. They will have to be forced.
Yeah, because the reality is they may just say, well, we'll just do things safer in the future versus fixing the reactors.
They just removed him for the crime of knowing. And you think that these scientists handpicked to witness a show trial because of some heroics?
Well, it's challenging too because when the state controls all of the media and output, you've got to somehow breach the wall of the state. You got to get the information out internationally.
Simply did what had to be done.
So have I. I went willingly to an open reactor. So I've already given my life. Isn't that enough?
No, I'm sorry,
Wow.
but it is not.
The weight of duty. Yeah, I'd be curious to catch up with what's going on site, miners, but I Guess it's hard to follow the timeline a little bit, at least for me. And so maybe they're not even on site anymore because that work might be all wrapped up. Yeah, it kind of looks like it. Maybe all these vehicles that were used in the operation are no longer in service. Like, at what time was it in the last episode that the men were walking through taking care of all the dogs?
Which is a Leninist goal and will be the only immutable goal in the Soviet state.
Well, he's got a real inner battle going on right now, trying to figure out what he's going to do.
And head of the Bureau for Fuel and Energy.
Oh, they have a model. A little weird, but kind of cool. I would want one. Can you get a model kit of Chernobyl? I have a few different little models around here.
Director Viktor Brukhanov, certifying completion of the construction as a result of finishing the work.
Yes, you can order a model on Etsy, by the way.
Comrade Brukhanov was awarded Hero of
LED lights and everything.
Since the turbine here, and the result is electricity.
Fission.
What if a power plant has no power? What if the power feeding the plant itself is disrupted? Equipment failure or an attack by a foreign enemy? The pumps cannot move water through the core. The fuel melts down. In short, 3 diesel fuel backup generators here. Brukhanov knew that the problem was not solved at all to reach the speed required to power the pumps and prevent a meltdown. And by that time, it would be too late. So we arrive at the safety test.
So the men that are being indicted, they know the truth, right? Or do they not?
What if the dying turbine could keep the pumps working long enough?
Or is he just having to be the scapegoat and he understands that? Uh-oh.
Any question?
Me coughing blood.
The 3rd time they tried, they failed. 4th time they tried was April 26, 1986.
Comrade Hamyuk.
Well, I wonder what she's going to have to say.
They are asking for a 10-hour delay. This is the first critical moment.
So I'm curious if everything would have gone just fine if they had actually reduced it to 700.
These 3 men allowed it to proceed. Why was this delay so dangerous? One of them is scientific in nature, and the other is very human. This is the one we will consider first. At midnight, there is a shift change.
Oh, okay, this is cool. Them going back and showing these events. So I was saying I didn't really know what the full content of this episode was going to be. It's really cool to be able to see these events leading up.
We don't know what it is. We take it down to 700, hold it there. The epilogue is going to be supervisor.
Oh, so they haven't even got the information that they're not going to be able to reduce it?
Just look at the instructions now. Are we supposed to do those or not? Yes, this is Akimov from 4. I have the...
I'm interested to find out if, again, the fact versus fiction, if this is all true.
Well, yes, absolutely.
Stelyachuk?
Yes.
Kirschenbaum found out that their review it, being even you, stupid as you are, can manage that. Well, let's go.
Oh, man. I wonder why they had to perform the test.
Shut the f and do your job. Topped and off. Reduce power to 700.
I've never done this with the power so low before.
Oh, I thought they weren't going to reduce the power.
Power to 700.
I want you to think of Yuri Gagarin, that he has been told nothing. All he has is a list of instructions that he has never seen before. This is exactly what was happening in the control room of reality.
Okay, so there's no issue talking about the malpractice of the leaders and those who were working. That's ultimately what they want. But she wants Legasov to unveil the issue of that the state understood the problem, and that there is a bigger problem than just the people working at the other plants. That this disaster can easily happen again because all of the plants themselves, the way that they're structured or built, the safety procedure isn't safe.
The time is 28 past midnight.
And that's the problem. They don't want him to unveil that bigger issue.
Comrade Legasov.
Interested to know what those things are that he's holding. I'm assuming he's going to stick with his story because he unveils everything secretly. Oh, this should be interesting. Kind of like a whiteboard.
I'm pleased to see some of my colleagues here.
We're going to play Connect
from the
4.
Kurchatov Institute and Miniseries. But you don't need to be a nuclear scientist to understand what happened at Chernobyl. The activity which generates power either goes up All the operators do is maintain balance. Uranium fuel. As uranium atoms split apart, if you don't balance the reactivity, it never stops rising. More on control rods, which means more heat, which means more steam, which means we have a vicious cycle on our hands. And we would...
Except...
were it not for this. And we would invisible dance that powers entire cities without smoke or flame. It is beautiful when things are normal.
Beautiful and terrifying.
Easy now? Good.
A lot of buttons and controls.
10 other men in this plant would have done it already.
Yeah, that guy's... No matter what the real, like the bigger issue, that guy running the plant is definitely at fault. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, if that's the true story.
Yes, Comrade Dyatlov.
Is he gonna go take a smoke break? So as the power's going down, it's actually building up? Is that what he was saying?
Ease it down to 700. Whoa, slow.
Alright, so there's a reaction happening that they don't understand.
Comrade Dyatlov,
You're going to tell me that you did everything right again?
I apologize for this unsatisfactory result.
I still don't even 100% understand what all those numbers mean, but they're terrifying. Like, I know it's not right. Obviously know what happened.
Rules don't say 50. There is no rule.
I apologize, but what you're saying makes no sense.
Raise the power.
I won't do it. It isn't safe.
Oh, is he gonna step up to the controls?
You with your mother's tit barely out your mouth. See, if I say it's safe, it's safe. But not just here. You won't work at Kursk or ever again. I'll see to it. I think you know I will see to it.
Yeah, they'd probably be better off if they didn't, you know, because those places could blow up too.
To record your command.
Raise the power.
So tense. I wonder what it would have been like if the series opened like this. I mean, it's really neat on the final episode to feel so tense about what happened in the first episode, so, I mean, well done.
I wasn't even there. I wasn't in the room when they raised the power.
If you weren't there, then where were you?
Legasov, you are a witness, not a prosecutor. I will ask the questions here. If you weren't in the room, then where were you?
The toilet.
The toilet.
I wonder if that's true.
Comrade Hamyuk interviewed everyone who was in the control room that night. They all told the same
I'd assume
story.
it's not. That what they're showing us as a flashback is the true account.
They call it a long illness. It doesn't seem very long to me. I know you told me and I believed you. But time passed and I thought it wouldn't happen to me.
Yeah, the reality of it feels like a dream till it comes to fruition.
They said it wasn't serious. I believed them. You know why? Because they put you in charge. I'm an inconsequential man, Valera. That's all I've ever been. I hoped that one day I would matter, but I didn't.
Like you realize he was put in charge because he's always played along. I've loved his character development. I hope he's going to encourage Legasov to share the true story.
Of all the ministers and all the deputies, obedient fools, they mistakenly sent the one good man. God's sakes, Boris, you were the one who mattered most.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Something that's thriving and alive, yet he's a dead man. What a powerful juxtaposition. Man, who thinks to write scenes like that? And as they sit on the bench, a worm, bright and vibrant, crawls along his pants for him to pick up. I mean, that's obviously the job of a writer. I'm always in awe of things like that people think to interject. And maybe that's what sets, you know, truly great stories apart and why this series has received the accolade that it has. There hasn't been a subpar performance in this entire series.
Still, the power does not budge. So they begin pulling them all the way out. There were 211 control rods in reactor 4.
Okay, so pulling the control rods out that are what is keeping the power down because it's all out of balance.
Are the brakes on this car. Of 211 rods, only 6 now remain.
So they should have taken them out, and over time it probably would have changed, but they wanted it to happen too fast. So we're just pulling the rods out.
Is water and xenon. It's 1 in the morning. Test is minutes away.
I'm sorry. This is all we can get.
So if they weren't so concerned about producing power, they would have been okay, but it was the pressure.
There will be
I
even
said it's enough. I know what I'm doing. Stelyachuk.
This is awful.
With every decision, they have pulled this reactor back like a slingshot, further than anyone has ever pulled. Now the test begins. Pumps are shut down, and they've let...
Curious to see what it looks like, you know, if they're actually going to show the explosion in real time. Because in the first episode, we only saw it from the distance, and then obviously the aftermath. Curious if they'll show stuff just rupturing along the way.
The power is rising. There's nothing left to stop it. 1:23 and 35 seconds.
We have a power surge, Sasha.
So at that point, is there absolutely nothing that they can do?
Will instantly shut down the reaction. In Soviet reactors, that button is called AZ5.
Well, I'm curious what they're going to tell the story of this.
All of the control rods insert at once, and the reaction is stopped, dead. But
What are you waiting for, Legasov?
Comrade Dyatlov, you will not be warned again.
Oh, because he's supposed to say
What was coming? He knows something.
that they didn't press it or something, and they're not going to listen to him.
We will resume tomorrow.
Let her finish.
Oh, okay.
Comrade Sabina.
Let her finish.
Intense. What's he going to say, dude? Is he going to say it and still publish his findings secretly?
Dyatlov broke every rule we have. He pushed a reactor to the brink of destruction. Did these things believing there was a failsafe. AZ5?
Yeah.
A simple button to shut it all
Yeah,
down.
because if you believe that no matter what happens, there's one button that if everything's going out of control, you can still not have an issue. Oh, look at him. He didn't even know it.
1:23:40, Kimov engages
Wow.
AZ5. These rods are made of boron, which reduces reactivity, but not the tips. The tips are made of graphite, which accelerates reactivity.
Why?
Our reactors do not have containment buildings around. We don't use properly enriched fuel in our cores. We are the only nation that builds water-cooled, graphite-moderated reactors with a positive void coefficient. It's cheaper.
They got the Timu version.
The first part of the rods that enter the
It's
core
like the
are the
meme.
graphite tips, and when they...
We have nuclear reactors. We have nuclear reactors at home.
But there's nothing he can do to stop what is coming.
Oh, wow.
The steam blows more fuel channels apart. Went beyond 33,000. The pressure inside the core can no longer be held back. 1:23:45, explosion.
There it is. No going back. Oh, it's a chunk of graphite. It's cool how they did that.
We lie and lie until we can no longer remember it is even there, but it is still there.
Is there actual footage of his testimony?
Every lie we tell incurs a debt to the truth. Sooner or later, that debt is paid.
Wow. Every lie we tell incurs a debt to the truth. Sooner or later, that debt is paid.
An RBMK reactor core explodes. Lies.
Making his colleagues a little uncomfortable. It's like, what now? I wonder what's going to happen to him right now. Not usually good when they take you to the kitchen.
Valery Alexeyevich Legasov, son of Alexei Legasov. Do you know what your father did there? As a student, you had a leadership position in Komsomol.
You already know.
Answer the question. At the Kachatov Institute. In that position, you limited the promotion of Jewish scientists to curry favor with Kremlin officials. You're one of us, Legasov.
So he was a party man too up to that point.
But what I want the most is for you to know that I know.
Maybe part of why they reached out to him as well.
You're not heroic. You're just a dying man who forgot himself.
I know I am.
No. No, he found himself.
When the bullet hits your skull, what will it matter? Why?
It matters for others. That's what makes you a hero.
No one's getting shot, Legasov.
Yeah, these systems can only run on
Oh, saw you in Vienna.
pride, selfish ambition, vain conceit,
The testimony today will not be
own
accepted.
desire to get ahead,
It will not be disseminated in the press. Never happen.
money, power.
But not as a scientist. Not anymore. You keep your title and your office. No duties. No authority. No friends.
It's because of men like him we have the truth.
Other men, lesser men, will receive credit for the things you have done.
Lesser men will receive credit for the things that he's done. It's what he's telling him, but his conscience will be clear.
What role did Shubina play in this?
His soul will be free.
He didn't know what I was going to say.
What role did Homyuk play in this?
She didn't know either.
After all you've said and done today, if you chose this moment to lie,
A man of your experience would know a lie when he hears one.
you will not meet or communicate with either one of them ever again. You will remain so immaterial to the world around you that when you finally do die, it will be exceedingly hard to know that you ever lived at all.
What a lesson. We know.
Why worry about something that isn't going to happen?
Why worry about something that isn't going to happen? Oh,
That's perfect. They should put that on our money.
What is on the money of other nations? I do hate that it ended in him taking his own life. That's tragic.
Consider how few actually want us to find it. The truth doesn't care about our needs, our ideologies, our religions. Lie in wait for all time. At last is the gift of Chernobyl. Now I only ask, what is the cost of lies?
Valery Legasov took his own life at the age of 51 on April 26, 1988, exactly 2 years after the explosion at Chernobyl. The audio tapes of Legasov's memoirs were circulated among the Soviet scientific community. His suicide made it impossible for them to be ignored. In the aftermath of his death, Soviet officials finally acknowledged the design flaws of the RBMK nuclear reactor. The reactors were retrofitted to prevent an accident like Chernobyl from happening again. Legasov was aided by dozens of scientists who worked tirelessly alongside him at Chernobyl. Some spoke out against the official account of events and were subject to denunciation, arrest, and imprisonment. The character of Ulain Kamyuk was created to represent them all and to honor their dedication and service to truth and humanity. Okay, that was an interesting, powerful decision. Boris died on August 22nd, 1990, 4 years and 4 months after he was sent to Chernobyl. For their roles in the Chernobyl disaster, Viktor, Anatoly, and Nikolai were sentenced to 10 years hard labor. After his release, Nikolai returned to work at a nuclear power plant in Kalinin, Russia. Anatoly Dyatlov died from radiation-related illness in 1995. That's what I was going to wonder. It was like, did he make it 10 years? He was 64. Valery's body was never recovered. He is permanently entombed under Reactor 4. The firefighter's clothing still remains in the basement of Pripyat Hospital. It is dangerously radioactive to this day. Yeah, I was really concerned about that clothing in the previous episodes. They were handling it. Following the death of her husband and daughter, Ignatenko suffered multiple strokes. Doctors told her she would never be able to bear a child. They were wrong. Oh, come on. She lives with her son in Kiev. Of the people who watched from the railway bridge, it has been reported that none survived. It is now known as the Bridge of Death. Wow. 400 miners worked around the clock for 1 month to prevent a total nuclear meltdown. It is estimated that at least 100 of them died before the age of 40. It has been widely reported that the 3 divers who drained the bubbler tanks died as a result of their heroic actions. Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything else. Oh, in fact, all 3 survived after hospitalization. 2 are still alive today. I wonder if that's because of the protective gear they were wearing. Over 600,000 people were conscripted to serve in the exclusion zone. Despite widespread accounts of sickness and death as a result of radiation, the Soviet government kept no official records of their fate. That's a shame. The contaminated region of Ukraine and Belarus, known as the exclusion zone, ultimately encompassed 2,600 square kilometers. Approximately 300,000 people were displaced from their homes. They were told this was temporary. It is still forbidden to return. Mikhail Gorbachev presided over the Soviet Union until its dissolution in 1991. In 2006, he wrote, "The nuclear meltdown at Chernobyl was perhaps the true cause of the collapse of the Soviet Union." In 2017, work was completed on the new safe confinement at Chernobyl at a cost of nearly $2 billion. It is designed to last 100 years. Following the explosion, there was a dramatic spike in cancer rates across Ukraine and Belarus. The highest increase was among children. So they had to put up a building around it because was it still putting off radiation, I guess, dangerous levels? We'll never know the actual human cost of Chernobyl. Most estimates range from 4,000 to 93,000 deaths. It's quite the swing. The official Soviet death toll, unchanged since 1987, is 31. Jeez. In memory of all who suffered and sacrificed. All right, well, that is a wrap on Chernobyl. Here in episode 5, the moment that stood out to me the most, and I talked about it during the actual react while we were watching it, was when the caterpillar was crawling on Boris. I mentioned just how, the idea of that entering a writer's mind to include that and the picture that it paints, especially when it's on his hand, because he knows he's a dead man. I mean, they were just talking about his sickness and that he probably had a year, and you have this vibrant caterpillar crawling on this, faded looking, unhealthy hand, and that picture of life and death. I just thought that was really powerful. The series as a whole, obviously, is incredibly powerful. It is a cautionary tale for all of us. It is a triumph of truth, a condemnation of lies, and that ultimately, whether it's in our personal lives or in a situation like a nuclear power plant, you cannot operate in lies. You must operate in truth and in light. And obviously, all of those things are really powerful. I do want to look into a little bit more. I had an article that was recommended. I know there's even more documentary style films on Chernobyl. And I think with the series included some things they encourage you to listen to, maybe podcasts afterwards. But I will do a little bit of digging on my own, just kind of even trying to go look at like a simplified video of how the nuclear reactors work or reenactments of what happened. But thanks for joining me for this series. I hope that it's been, I don't know, I can't necessarily say fun for you to relive it, but maybe to walk back through it and revisit some of the lessons that we learned from it. But anyways, we'll get on to something else, maybe something a little brighter. I don't know. We'll see. But again, thanks for joining me. If you like this episode or this content, please, I'd encourage you to subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If there's anything I can be praying for you or with you about, you can let me know in the comments as well. And until next time, keep it real.